What's happening, everyone? Nicky Hawkins here, West Ham Fan TV, back once again with another video. Am I moving? Because it doesn't look like on my screen that I'm moving. There we go. Good morning, everyone. Early morning. I know this is a quite impromptu video, but there was some news broken late last night, and it's only right that we cover it on West Ham Fan TV. There's a bid came in. Apparently, there's a bid for the club. Now, my camera looks like it's not moving properly. Hold on one second. There's a bid coming from a consortium for the club of around £400 million. Now, before we all get too excited, I have a couple of thoughts on this, and I have a couple of reservations, as I say. So this news is from February. It's old hat, really. The consortium have put no official bid together, but apparently the club are looking for proof of funds and all of this sort of thing. Now, the news in the Daily Mail broke that they want to give David Moyes quite a hefty transfer budget. Now, how this fits in at the end of July, well, middle to the end of July, with the club, you know, looking to do transfer business, you know, it all conspires to, you know, my thoughts. It's just not going to get done in time. This always seems to be I think, a tactic, because two things. I think £400 million is definitely not what they're looking for. They're looking for a lot more than that, which says to me that it's pretty well known that we're broke. A club wouldn't come in for a consultant wouldn't come in for that sort of bid for the club unless they knew that we were desperate for money. Now, the transfer activity or lack of transfer activity seems to me that, you know, the club are broke. You know, selling Anderson for such low wages, trying to get big wages off the wage bill. No signings of yet. A thin squad. The Antonio squad number changed to number 9. It's going to be disastrous, to be quite honest with you. It's going to be disastrous. But listen, it's not. I wouldn't put it beyond Gold and Sullivan to, you know, to put these into our minds to take the emphasis off of the lack of transfer business. We're in Europe. We've done a good job last year, and we got into Europe. We need transfers in badly. They're not doing the job, to be quite honest with you. They're not putting their money where their mouth is, which is, you know, for me, the problem. There's been the problem all throughout their ownership of the club. I think this is a diversionary tactic. But even let's take that and say, okay, say it's true. So the man behind the bid is this man. I'm going to put up a picture of him now. Apparently, it's led by Philip Beard. Now, Philip Beard was somebody that was over, that was quite instrumental in the 2012 Olympic bid, which is, for my money, disastrous. They want to develop the ground, which, again, I don't think they're going to be able to. So that's pie in the sky. And he was also headed up the QPR takeover a few years ago. You know, that disastrous point where they took over the club. They started buying old, overpriced, washed up rejects from other clubs. You know, like, you know, Bobby Zamora, who was getting on a little bit. You know, the likes of that young Canadian from Blackburn, Sean White-Phillips, lots of names on big wages. Now, it was disastrous, to be quite honest with you. It put them in the Championship, and after that they've struggled, to be quite honest with you. They've struggled with they've struggled to get back to the Premier League. They've struggled financially, but I don't think it's real. To be quite honest with you, I don't think that it's real. I think there may have been an inquiry. I think that the lowball offer is because in circles it's known that West Ham have got no money. I mean, there's no other sort of explanation for why our transfer business is when we're so thin, our transfer business is non-existent. There's no other explanation for it. They're getting pounded at the minute, Gold and Sullivan. We got a full house coming back in a little under a month. The season kicks off again. They got off lightly with the protests, and the concentration of everyone is starting to divert back to them. And I think they just try and chuck out any old nonsense into the press and let people know this and let people know that to take the heat off themselves. And listen, it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts in the comment sections down below. I don't think it's happening. If it's going to happen, it's way too short a time now to give Moisey a big transfer budget and get the club taken over by then. Sullivan and Gold obviously don't want to put any of their money in. They're probably been affected by the pandemic, and I mean this with the greatest of respect. And I know I said this last season and it didn't come to fruition. But if we don't sign a couple of players very, very soon, we're going to be in for a long, long season and a very short European trip. So it just shows you the state of the club when we're moving Mikel Antonio into our number 9. And I'm worried, to be quite honest with you. I'm worried about it. Unless someone, massive comes in and does buy the club from them and they sell, I think it's going to be a tough season. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Is it bollocks? Is there a solid bid? Have we got enough time to get it done? Does Gold and Sullivan, do they take a bit of a reprise because of the success of last season, or is everything worrying you? But anyway, thank you very much for joining us. One thing left to say: come on, you Irons.